1929 Women's Riot, the protest that shook colonial Nigeria. Watch this video. 1929 Women's Riot, the protest that shook colonial Nigeria. The Aba Women's Riot, also known as the Women's War, was a significant anti-colonial protest that took place in southeastern Nigeria in November 1929, spanning to January 1930. This event is notable for its scale, impact, and the role of women in challenging colonial authority. The roots of the Aba Women's Riot can be traced back to the British colonial administration's policies in Nigeria. Lord Lugard, the first Nigerian colonial governor, introduced a system of indirect rule in Nigeria. This system involved ruling through the local leaders known as traditional rulers and warrant chiefs. The chiefs were appointed by the British and were often seen as corrupt and oppressive. The immediate cause of the riots was the announcement of a new tax on women. These women were crucial to the local economy, supplying food and goods to urban areas. The tax was seen as exploitative and threatened their livelihoods. Nwanyerowa, a widow from Oloko in the Owerri district, created the snowball effect that led to the riot of 1929. She courageously questioned the messenger, Mark Emerowa, who was tasked with counting the women in the district. Was your widowed mother counted? When he instructed her to tally her goats and sheep. This seemingly minor question sparked a conflict that extended beyond her home, leading to a widespread protest throughout the eastern region. Thousands of women from the Brendel district, Umuahia, and other areas in southeastern Nigeria organized a massive protest against the oppressive actions of the warrant chiefs. The protest involved women from various ethnic groups, including the Igbo, Ibibio, Andoni, Ogoni, Efik, and Ijaw. The women employed traditional methods of protest such as sitting on a man, which involves singing, dancing, and ridiculing the men in power. They gathered at the native administration centers in Calabar and Owerri, as well as other small towns, to voice their grievances. The protest quickly escalated, with women attacking European-owned stores, Barclays Bank, and native courts run by colonial officials. They also released prisoners from jails and forced many warrant chiefs to resign. The colonial government responded with force, deploying police and troops who fired into the crowds, resulting in the deaths of over 50 women and injuries to many others. Despite the violence, the protest had a significant impact. The colonial authorities were forced to suspend the tax collection and curtail the powers of the warrant chiefs. The Aba Women's Riot is considered one of the first major revolts by women in West Africa and a precursor to the broader nationalist movement that eventually led to Nigeria's independence. It highlighted the critical role of women in the anti-colonial struggle and led to reforms that include the appointment of women to the native court system.